Hi, I'm Kate. I'm from Sydney, Australia, and I study at the University of Technology, Sydney, and I'm here doing the Upskill 4-week Bali program studying sport and environment. Question time. First question. Oh, what's your top 5 favourite lecturer / guest speaker? My 5 most memorable obviously has to be PP, because his way of life and the way that he goes about doing things is really inspiring for me. Like, he's all about making everyone else happy and about getting that infectious energy onto everyone else, and that's something I want to be able to do. I want to make people happy. I loved the speaker that we had at the lifeguarding in Kuta. He was incredible. I myself come from a big surf lifesaving background, so to hear his story about how he created something from nothing and got so many people on board, and when there was no money and he wasn't getting paid for any of it, and he just had so much passion and drive, I really found that super inspiring. I have to give a shout out to Rucker. Love Rucker. He was a lecturer. We saw him so many times. He is amazing. He has so much passion about what he does. All of these lecturers that we've had, whether or not they've been mentioned, have so much passion and love what they do. He is the sustainability king. He has so many different types of vegetation in his house. He wants to teach everyone else, and he wants us to take those practices, which is so important when we live in a world where the environment is so important and we live amongst it, and we need to put that first. And I liked Ben as well at stand-up paddleboarding. He was really inspiring, talking about how his life has changed so much through stand-up paddleboarding, and he loves it. He teaches professional surfers, and he does these 3-day courses that he did with us for stand-up paddleboarding, and he just loves what he does, and he loves knowing all about the ocean, and he loves sharing that. And again, for someone who loves the water and is an ocean baby, I really resonated and loved when he was speaking about that. And finally, the instructor we had when we did our yoga class, our mat yoga, the fact that she went from something that she didn't love. She was a pharmacist for so long, and then she was just like, I want to be a yoga instructor. So she went and she did it. She wasn't just content with her life, and she actually made a change when she wasn't happy, and it was just so influential for me as well to just not just be content in life and actually chase those dreams. And Christy, shout out to my girl Christy from We Fitness. I love her. She is a fitness fanatic. She put us through the absolute craziest CrossFit S&C program that I've ever seen, and she was so casual about it. She'd already done it this morning, and she didn't even look like she was breaking a sweat, and she was just amazing. I'm an S&C coach back home, and I now feel the pain that my girls feel when I prescribe for them, and I wasn't even half as bad as Christy, I hope. So she was just incredible, and her energy was so infectious, and I loved her. Top 5 favourite moments during week 1 to 4. Okay, number 1 has to be the welcome lunch that we got. That was incredible. It bonded everyone straight away. Food has a great way of doing that, especially Indonesian food, because it's so delicious. But we met everyone, not only the people that I am living with for the 4 weeks, but everyone behind the scenes that put so much work into this program. So that was a really important bit for me. I loved that. I loved when we were doing the beach cleanup, how passionate Adam was about doing it. That definitely sticks in my mind. Bali is Adam is Bali, and that was like the turning point, I think, where I saw in him that he knew that he'd found something special here, and he loves it here. It wasn't a moment for me, but I appreciated it so much that it was one of my favourite moments. Favourite moment was standing up on a wave when we were surfing. That was pretty special. Coming from Australia, you'd think that this girl could surf, but she can't. She owns a surfboard, but she can't catch a wave. Being in the water and being taught by Armin was so special, because he was so patient with me, and he got me up on the board and I stood up, and not only that, he then taught me how to move amongst the waves and how to read the currents of the water. So that was really special for me, because I can take that back home. The group dinner that we had at our first homestay, where we all sat on the floor together and ate in the traditional Indonesian style, that was very special. Getting to talk to the people who are at the homestay, that was incredible, because they have so many stories to tell. What is the most enjoyable / favourite part of the program in your opinion? The fact that you're put with people that you have never met before, and you're in a country that at least for me, have never been to before, and you're welcomed with two arms, and everyone just wants to tell you their story. Everyone wants to invite you into their homes, and it's such a lovely experience, and getting to spend it with people that I can now call my family is pretty special. And just seeing how passionate everyone is. Like back home in Australia, you do a job because it pays well or because you're told to do it by friends and family, and not necessarily because you love it. You sort of grow to love it. Whereas in Bali, if you don't like what you're doing, you don't do it for the rest of your life. It's not about money, it's about being happy, and being in an environment where that is at the forefront is very special, and I've loved every minute of it. There's no negatives when you're here. There's always positives.